Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock. Happy Tuesday morning to you guys. Actually, it's noon. So guys, I hope you guys are having a great day. So I just wanted to drop in and make another recording about the dark season, that season of isolation, that dry season. You know, it's so many names that we can call that season, but it's the season that we just want to be over. So, of course, I have several videos on that dark season, that season of transition, because really that's the focal point of a lot of my messages about, especially when I'm having my conferences. I really focus and zoom in on that dry season because that's the most difficult season and that is the most dangerous season. In fact, that's the season where a lot of people, decide that they just can't continue on. And so I wanted to touch on that because I saw another video today and it brought back to my attention how many people are going through this currently when I read the comment section of that video. And I was like, so many people are going through it. Of course, respectfully, you have coronavirus, you have, people are losing their businesses and their jobs, their family. Divorce rates are crazy. So a lot of people are going through that dark season. And so I have a lot of new people on my channel, thanks to Pastor R.C. Blakes, who I am so fond of, as well as those of you who have, sent people my way. I appreciate you. I am truly grateful. If you guys know me personally, it's the small things that matters. So thank you for sending people my way or sending my messages to others that may be going through a difficult time. So, guys, that dark season, and I have to be honest to say, I thank God I'm not in it, but trust me, I've experienced it, and that season sometimes is not a season of where that hardship lasts for days and weeks. It's a season. It's a dark season. And it seems as if everything that could go wrong will go wrong. And it's like before you even have time to get up on your feet from crawling, from being knocked down, something else comes. And it keeps you down. And then it stumps you. And it stumps you. And it's not the same thing. It's different things. For example, you could lose your job. Then, in turn, you lose your family and your wife who was maybe money hungry, turn around and leaves you. And because you lost your job and your family, you've now lost your car and now you're losing friends. Like, it's like that, just that back-to-back stumping. And that's a dangerous, dangerous time. So what will happen is Satan will attempt to isolate you. He wants to isolate you. So I'm driving, guys, so I apologize for any noise. He wants to isolate you just to get up in your head, get up in your psyche, to make you think you're all alone, to make you think you're the only one going through that nonsense and darkness, even though the majority of the world is going through it. So you're sitting here thinking you're all alone. You're sitting here thinking there's no way out. And a lot of times the reason why you can't see your way out of that dark season is because you're thinking about tomorrow. Literally tomorrow. You're thinking about tomorrow. You're thinking about next month, next year. And the thing about that dark season, you literally have to stay in the moment. And I mean in the moment, meaning that second. You can't even think about the next hour because it's going to overwhelm you. You just have to think about getting through that next second. What could you be doing at that very second, right? Probably can't even be doing much, but focus on what you can do. Don't think about tomorrow, because what will happen is God will literally send a breakthrough every day. So you can't see what's going to come tomorrow, but he already knows what he has lined up. Let's say, for example, what can I think about? You and your children are hungry, and like literally there's no food in the house. Literally, you have $0. Literally. So now you may have something that you can cook for today, right? But you're thinking about, oh my God, I can't feed these kids tomorrow. And now you're all overwhelmed and it's a trickle down effect. Well, don't worry about tomorrow. God will send a whole different person tomorrow. And most times it won't even be like somebody that you thought would come through. It can be like a stranger that just come and bless you randomly. So you have to think within that moment. And when you learn to do that, which that's very difficult. It's easier said than done. But once you learn to do that and you get used to it, you will literally see how God will use a different person in a different way all the time. It may be a auntie from, 5 years ago who might just surprise you and call you and the children to dinner, like little random stuff like that. But you got to stay in the moment. And most importantly, what Satan will do, he will send so much temptation. You will never experience temptation like you will experience temptation in that dark season. Satan's going to dangle everything over your head that looks so good. It's going to be things that you used to do that God have been very, very clear to you that you cannot go back to. Was it selling dime bags? What was that thing that was your hustle that God then pulled you from and told you, you bet not ever touch it again? So Satan will now make all that stuff look so good. And it's a trap. Because see, along that dark season, God is stretching you. He's prepping you. Now, of course, he is pruning you and cutting things off because he knows he's about to shift you to a higher season, a better season, the season of abundance. So it feels like torture because he's cutting things off, but we're thinking we're being punished, but he's just really pruning things and people out of the way that cannot go. And most times the people that we want to take, families, best friends, cousins, aunties, we want to take all these people because they're quote unquote family. We're conditioned that because people are family and blood that we must carry them regardless of how toxic they are. No. I used to think that way as well. But anytime God is about to advance you, if the person's spirit is not right, if they no longer can serve you where you're going, not where you used to be, but where you're going, they're getting cut off. That's people, places, and things. So it feels like torture because you're lost, you're broken, you're dark, strife is happening, you got no money, you got no job, you can't see past the day, the kids is great, like you're going through so much. And so it's like, you know what? I can't even take no more. I just give up. And boom, that's exactly where God wants you at. He wants you at that place where you literally can't get up. You literally, you just fall out on the mat. Just say, you know what? Whatever. That's where he wants you. Because once you get to that place of isolation, that place of weakness and vulnerability, that is when you can now hear him more clearly, because the more and more you fight against what he's doing, you got all kind of spirits going on, all kind of voices and noises going on. So you can't hear him. So once you get to that place where you're fully submitted, it wasn't even by your choice, but you're fully submitted, that's when you will start to get a lot of downloads. And he will tell you exactly what he needs to tell you. Is this storm raging longer because you refuse to get rid of this person? Is this storm raging longer because it's something you yourself are doing? Is the storm raging because he's giving you instructions and you still haven't taken the first step because of fear? What is it? Only you know. Only I know for me. I didn't know at the time. Well, not at the beginning. And my storm lasted for like 2 years, honey. Because listen, he was snatching control from me because I used to be a control freak. I'm a business owner. I got a lot of things going on. I have a lot of people who depend on me. So I'm like a control freak. And I didn't know at the time what he was doing. And this is why you have to be careful what you ask God for. Because see, sometimes you ask God for something and you don't know what he's going to have to do to maneuver in order to get you what you asked for. What I said one day out of frustration because I was just overwhelmed with everybody and my own self, just being always in control. I was tired. And I said, God, I'm tired of driving this ship. Can I please take the passenger seat? Let somebody help me take the passenger seat. And honey, I didn't know what I was asking for. I was just saying it because I was frustrated that day. But be careful what you ask for because, and I'm not saying don't ask for it because you probably need what you're asking for. I'm just saying be prepared to go through the storm to get there. And we cannot decipher how God is going to do it. We just have to, when that storm start raging, you just have to get your place get yourself to a place that, why could this be happening? Did I ask God for something? Is God did I ask God for a new house? Did I ask God for a new job? Did I ask him for a happy marriage? Okay, you asked for a happy marriage, but you married the person who God didn't even have designed for you. So does he have to strip that thing to give you what you really wanted and so all that stuff that we're sitting here thinking is torture is truly God removing the things that is no longer serving us, things we chose on our own accord, things that torture. We want to hold on to things that is torturing us. Why do we want to hold on to people who we know we're not happy with? Jobs that's taking advantage of. We want to hold on to all this stuff just because it's comfortable. So why not go through a season of being, and I know it's easier said than done. I'm not speaking for something I've never experienced. Mine was more so less of getting me from that control mindset. Letting me know, Kizzy, you have nothing under control. God can snatch it all today. So once he stripped me from control, that taught me in that process to rely fully and submit fully to him. And when I did that, that allowed me to get in alignment. And guess what? My storm was over. And guess what? The blessings that came right after that storm. And when I say right after that storm I mean literally days, if that. The blessings will overtake you. You will be so shocked. The things that God wants to give you. That peace, and it's not even about money. That peace, that happy place. It's so that platform. There's so many things he wants to give you, but we don't even realize it because we're so stuck on what we know and what we chose. So please, guys, if you're in that dark season, and Satan is so tricky, you know what he'll do? Because everybody's not in a dark season. I mean, we all are going through something, but we're all not in a dark season. Like I'm going through my own issues, but I'm not in a dark season. I've been there. So I'm finally out, not to say it will never come back again because seasons changes. So right now I'm in a season of frustration. Like I'm just being tested, and it's like no matter where I turn, people are frustrating me all day long, literally. And I know it's Satan because this doesn't happen. I'm normally the light when I walk into a place. And now when I walk into a place, like I'm being so challenged with just, child. But anyway, please guys, don't give up. Stay in the moment. Do not think about tomorrow. Oh, what I was about to say, I'm sorry. Satan is so tricky. What he'll do is, because everybody else is not in the dark season, he'll start dangling people who are very happy right now in your face. Somebody whose business is really thriving, right? Because everybody is not going through it. So he will make sure that you see your friends who marriage may have strengthened during this time and yours is dwindling. Like he will be sure to dangle that stuff in your face because he know you are already at your lowest point. So even if you're a person who, you always see the best in a person and you're always happy to see others happy, like I am, like you support, like you're so happy to really see people getting it, making it. Like I want everybody to win. That I have always had that type of mentality. I want everybody to win. But when you're in a real dark season, when you have nothing, and when you see that stuff, even though that's your core thinking, it will really, really cause a little, you to feel some type of way. Like, God, okay, but I've been faithful. Why can't I get the blessings? And this person probably took shortcut. Don't worry about that. Because guess what? That person who you see thriving, they may have already had their dark season, or if they have not, if they live long enough, they will. And then you will have your great seasons changes, literally. So still stay supportive, don't be all petty, stay supportive and just trust and know that your time is coming. But the only way it's going to come if you go ahead and you let God do what he wants to do, and you know what that thing is. You know what God has been telling you to stop or let go. That person, that thing, you know. We all know what God, because he will keep convicting you about it. Like you may be getting convicted now. And so there's no going back. If God has been clear telling you to leave something alone or leave somebody alone, there's no going back. So you can keep holding on to it, but you're going to continue to create this darkness, and it will just continue to fester. It will get worse and worse and worse. Because let me tell you something. When God wants something done, it's going to get done. One way or another, it's going to get done. So if you don't leave it, he'll let it leave you. So you got to figure it out, boo. But most importantly, whatever you do, guys, please don't give up. So many people are giving up. And I don't just mean on life. Of course, you have a lot of that going on. You have a lot of that going on, sadly, But don't give up on that dream, that desire, that vision. It's coming. And you may be tired. Take a break. That's fine. Take a little break. But get back to it. So I just want to encourage somebody, because, it's just, it's hard right now. And even though I'm not in a dark season, I always tell people, if you've been through a dark season and you're sitting in your testimony, you got to get it out there, because it's not about you. Everything you've been through is not about you. I was talking to a friend of mine over the weekend. He, I think, well, from my understanding, when he married, well, he's older than I am. I think he's like early 60s, something like that. But either which way, when he married, he was saying, like, back in those days, of course, the minute you get someone pregnant, you marry them or whatever. I think some people still do that. I don't understand that concept, but whatever. Some people still do that. And he said he was never happy. Never, ever happy. And he stayed because, of course, you want to make sure that the kids grew up in the same, household or whatever his thing was or whatever. So once the kids got of a certain age, he said he still tried to stick it out, but he was miserable. He said his wife was even miserable. Like, they both knew that it was never ever meant to be, but they wanted to, please people and please whatever. And finally, he said he decided to leave. He said when he left, he literally left with nothing. He said not even a bag, because they had like 4 children, and he wanted to be sure that, regardless of their relationship or their marriage, he wanted his children to always have. So he left the house, he left the car, he left everything. So he said he literally slept under a bridge, homeless, jobless, for a month, literally. And I think during that time, somehow he must have gotten to around the wrong people, got caught up with some drugs and stuff like that. But his life was at the lowest of the lowest, right? So he was just telling us that, after a while, when he finally, found God and all that stuff through all that homelessness, like, God blessed him with a new job, a new like, the things that he have now is things that he thought he could have never gotten, because you can't see past that moment of what you're going through. You can't see, the blessings that God that's awaiting you, because you're stuck in what you think is comfortable. And so now he's thriving. But most importantly, regardless of all the material possessions that he has, what I find most admirable is the peace. And that's what he focused on. He was like, yes, I have this physical stuff, but more than anything, even though I'm now, early 60s, I spent the first half of my life miserable and dark. So I am more proud and more happy about this peace that I had, because I decided to trust God and move on, where Satan wanted me to stay stuck and miserable for the rest of my life. And now he's happy. When I say happy, I mean happy. He's that happy that if everything around you is going crazy, he finds, like, happiness. Like, that's a peace that surpasses all understanding. So sometimes it just takes for us to trust God and, take that first step, whatever that thing is for you. So anyway, you guys have a great Tuesday. I didn't mean to be so long, guys. I'm sorry. I've been here almost 20 minutes. You guys have a great Tuesday. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.